Alright, let's construct a truth table for not P or Q. Again, we've got our table. I'm going to look at not P. Because our final comparison is going to be not P's with Q's. We'll use this column in a minute, but for right now I first need to create this not P column. And the not P column is the negation of the P column. So trues become falses and falses become trues. And again, I'm going to fade out my P column so I know that I don't really care about that. All I care about is the the Q and the not P. Now this is the or, disjunction, and that's only false if both are false. That's kind of the opposite of the other one. The other one was it's only true if both are true. This one's it's only false if both are false. So in not P or Q we have false or true. That's true. False or false. That one is the one that's false. The last two, we have Q and P, not P are both true, and Q is false but not P is true. So again, the only time it's false is if the two statements we're comparing are both false. Alright, let's look at something a little more complicated. Construct a truth table for not P or not P or Q and not R. So we've got a lot of comparisons to do. First, let's look at our cases. We're going to make half of our P's, half of our cases true, and half of them false. Then I'm going to take the Q's, and I'm going to take half of my true P's, so I'm going to do a true, true, false, false, and then true, true, false, false. Again, we take P, half of these cases are going to be true, half of them will be false, and then I do the same with the Q. Half of these will be true, half of these will be false, half of these will be true, half of these will be false. And then with the R, with your last statement, it's always going to be true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false, as far down as you need to go. Alright, so let's look at not P. We're just going to take this first column and flip it on its head. True becomes false. True becomes false. True becomes false. True becomes false. False becomes true. False becomes true. False becomes true. False becomes true. Alright, we finished with the not P column. So now let's look at what we're comparing here. We want to deal with this stuff that's in parentheses. So we're going to do the not P or Q. So all we need now are the Q column. We're done with P. We need the Q column and the not P column. And again with the or, the only time it's false is if both statements are false. So we got true, false, that's true. True, false, that's true. False, false, that's false. False, false, that's false. And then all the rest of these have a true in them. True, 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 false, true is true, false, true is true. Alright, now we have our not P and Q. That's one of the final two things we're comparing. When we get to the very end, we're going to be looking at that statement, that compound statement, and we're going to be looking at not R. So we need to figure out what not R is. Okay, at this point we're going to get rid of Q. We're going to be paying attention only to the R. So not R, the way to flip it is trues become falses, and falses become trues. So instead of true, false, true, false, true, false, we're going to have false, true, false, true, false, true. And we finished that. Now we're ready for our very final column. And to do this very final column, we're done with this one. We're done with all of these. All we're looking at is not P or Q and not R. We're looking for the conjunction. The only time that this conjunction is going to be true is if both of these columns, both the not P or Q and the not R column, if those are both true, then this statement will be true. And the only place I see where they're both true is here and here, where I fortunately made my accidental mark, and here. True, 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 true. So it looks like 3 of our cases are true, and the rest of them have a false in them somewhere. So the rest of them are false. We've completed a truth table for not Q or P and not R.